welcome. And for those who just came in by this time, kaming sinend na link which I will be sending later na lang in the middle of our program, yung attendance natin. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's first our opening prayer.
Let us bow our heads and place ourselves in the presence of the Lord. Dear Heavenly Father, we praise and glorify your name. We thank you for our lives, for your protection and unfailing love. We thank you for gathering us today through virtual experience and make this activity possible. We ask for your forgiveness, Lord, as we forgive those who sin against us. We ask that this conference will run smoothly and that your hand will be evident in all that transpires. Bless our team, Lord, especially the speakers. Give them knowledge and wisdom as they discuss their part. And to everyone present today, give them an ear to hear and the willingness to implement what they will learn during this meaningful activity. We ask this in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thank you, Clara. We are counting our numbers. We are already at 309 participants. And sino po dito? Can I just see kung sino dito po yung nag-answer ng Google form? Anyone? Can you use the yung ano yun? Yung parang raise your hand para makita lang namin kung sino nga nakasagot noong pre-conference namin. Okay, great. Medyo marami. Tapos, actually, yung sumagot lang is 150 ba? 120. Tapos, ang attendance natin is 300 plus. So, I think all interested to know more about our IPCR. Thank you. You may now put down your hands. Yung hand sign, yung raise your hand. Question for us to just ignite our interest. Sino dito ang may problema sa IPCR? Sino? Sino ba ang gumagawa ng IPCR para sa buong station? Taas kamay. Yung gumagawa ng IPCR para sa lahat ng personnel sa station. Merong nagtaas ng kamay. Ikaw na nga. Hindi na siya magiging individual kung meron ng gagawa, di ba? So with that, I would just to ask you a bigger picture. Kasi short lang yung conference natin. Maybe we will just be discussing yung mga ni-raise yun na questions doon sa Google form kasi napaka-significant yon para magkaroon lang tayo. If you are in the managerial position, kung sakali, imagine niyo na kayo ang maging directors of directorates or chief BFP someday. May question lang ako. Nakatingin talaga yung gusto maging chief BFP someday. Question lang. Paano natin ensure that everyone is doing their job? Everyone is aligned with the complements, yung mandates ng buong ma-determine. Anyone? Parang meron pa rin naka-unmute. Ano ba ang means natin para ma-ensure that everyone is doing their So, I guess we will be discussing it later on a specific detail. Just one things in our conference. One is to establish sa inyo, mga kasama natin, how important IPCR is, how important performance management, how important it is collective bureau natin. And likewise, pangalawa is yung mismo by your own self will be more accountable in accomplishing our IPCRs, saka encourage others to do so. So with that, let me start our presentation with this quote. Okay. Individual commitment to a group effort. Nakikita niyo ba yung ko? Yung screen? Individual commitment to a group effort, what makes a team work. Company work, a society work, and a civilization. And if we would apply it to our context, that individual commitment or responsibility, commitment to their respective responsibility, that would make our BF work. This is very timely din kasi we would like to connect it to our modernization programs. And during the modernization programs, hindi lang po yung top management, and we would like to uplift yung parang pagtingin sa atin ba ng tao, kasi we would now be organized and individually will be more aware kung anong responsibility natin. Actually, during yung first part natin during the admin summit, and if I could just remember it, I presented or relate our smallest unit to our offices or our specific designation to a unit of a family. Ngayon, all members of the family has their different roles, their different responsibilities, and then at the same way, merong generations come and go. So, nakaka-relate ba kayo? Na-imagine nyo ba? From Camigan BFP, can you hear me? Yung sa OPFD, Camigan?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, generations come and go. The leader of the group may retire or move on, but as of he is considered the most senior or the leader of the group. Now, here comes a new part of the organization. Pwede ba natin sabihin kung merong tayong newly recruited FO1 or newly graduates from PNPA, new officers joining our agency, pwede ba nating sabihin lang na kung ano yung nakikita nyo, gayahin nyo lang, wag na kayong magtanong. Tapos sasabihin nyo na wag kang maniwala dyan. Hindi naman yan chine-check. Hindi naman yan nire-review. Nagagets nyo yung idea? Okay lang yan. Basta nakukuha mo yung bonus mo, na-propose ka, nakaka-comply ka, wag ka nang maniwala dyan. And given to all members, no specific ranks, no specific designations alike. So if everyone has that same mindset, we would not give an effort na alamin yung trabaho natin. How would BFP look like? Naiintindihan niyo ba? Meron na ba kayong bigger picture? Na clear ba ang this is our main concern. This is our main concern. Collectively, dito kasi sa national, we are more on the statistics na lang. We are more on collecting your ratings na probably probably may validation, others probably would not for just the sake of compliance. Ngayon, I'm going to ask again yung question. How would our Chief BFP or kayo as future Chief BFP be ensured that all firefighting units are committed to their responsibilities, whether during in the aspect of fire prevention or fire intelligence or fire investigation? If we do not know our functions, how can our chief or the top management be assured that everyone is doing their job? So hopefully later on, we would be establishing enough reason for you to appreciate our small but very significant responsibility. So to formally introduce myself, I am Senior Inspector Ryan Cibolito, and this is the reason why I'm doing what I am doing, why I am responsible of my actions and everything I do, because they will be will be the initial parang image of how should I be performing, whether at home or at work. And this is my team. Kulang lang kami sa picture na isa from plants. So this is my whole team. I'll do seeing them formally later before we end. And this is the sequence of our presentation. So this was presented during the admin summit. Just want to establish the significance of IPCR, the sanctions indicated in our BFPS S13, the innovation we made in our office, which is to come up with an FB page and eventually identify the top 20 performing BFP officers and personnel individually. So significant sanctions, and I indicated in BFP SPMS 2013 innovations to make it viral. Fourth is the common issues and concerns of the personnel appraisal section. 4.1 is yung weighted rating, which we already have submitted a guidelines, but we will be discussing through a format of problem, solution, and access. Submission of study of IPCR ratings and prescribed BFP SPMS forms. In part 2 of our presentation, this was generated from the Google form, the pre-conference questionnaires, which half or 1/4 of our participants, 1/4 kasi 519 na tayo lahat, lang yung nag-answer nito. Saglit, mayroong bagong pumasok. Hindi siya nakamute. Saglit lang. Okay. So, this was generated, and thank you for your participation. Sa tingin ko, kaya nag-invite kayo ng marami kasi nahirapan yata kayo sa Google form. But this is just a na ma-trigger kayo na basahin yung guidelines natin. Majority of your questions are in the guidelines, are in the guidebook. We already have in our PowerPoint presentation guidebook. Later on, the SPMS process flow para again lahat ma-reflect ano ba talaga ang significance nitong SPMS forms. Performance management process sa adaptation, it could be adapt in your level, yung ginagawa namin dito sa national headquarters. In the process of submission for targets and process of submission for rating. And memo on minimizing signatories for just a little bit of background. Transition from yung dating format to our, and lastly, issues and concerns from your mismo. we copy-paste yung mga significant questions na ni-raise nyo sa Google form, and then we find the solutions, brief solution, and then the reference para mas ma-appreciate you even more. Again, OPCR, DPCR, IPCR. I will be discussing it parang graphically para makita nyo kung ano yung significant ng IPCR in general. Kasi OPCR, DPCR, and IPCR are connected. Okay? So, mabilis lang tayo. Hindi tayo aabutin ito ng 12 noon. I'm sure of that. Kasi magagaling na kayo sa IPCR and wala namang problema sa IPCR. So, tapos na tayo ulit 12 before 12 noon. Tama? Tama ba? Oo. Wala namang problema sa IPCR. Kaya, we will be done very shortly. So, closing message and then open forum if you have further questions. So, again, significance of IPCR. If you could imagine our form, IPCR form itself, it is actually a performance contract between employee and for targeted outputs for specific rating period are clearly spelled out, including the performance standard which serve as basis for evaluation output. For your information, lahat ng under civil service na organization use IPCR, but they have different appreciation of IPCR. Unfortunately, sa atin sa BFP, we take it as kuan lang, ano yun, yung take it for granted. In the LGU, or in the other agency, they take it seriously to the point of really counting the outputs, and they have their meeting and follow-up of their outputs. So, as a brief description of IPCR, it is a contract between person from the employee and the management. Do you agree? And then I will discuss later what should be the component of our IPCR. Kasi may na-find out kami, ang sabi, ang hirap naman ng IPCR. Paano siya naging mahirap? Briefly, IPCR should be back with mandate. Should be back with, with OS or organizational structure or function description. So, pag once na may dumating sa bagong office nyo, ang una nyong titingnan, yung staffing pattern, review kung ano yung mga designations or functions na need ng personnel, and then give them the specific functions na according to our mandate ng office. Okay, this is just a brief one. So again, sinabi ko kanina, kung hindi importante ang IPCR, bakit requirement siya dito sa mga bagay nito? For those regions who are now aiming to have their mga processes to be certified as CSC HR Prime, ang isang significant ko sa 4 cycles is yung performance management. They would really evaluate yung performance management and what are they accounting? OPCR, DPCR, and IPCR for all BFP personnel. Tama, Ma'am Jen? Okay. And also, during the quality management system, which as per our initial talk with the Center for Strategy Management, they were aiming to cascade to all regions. Standardization of communication appreciation. Pero don't quote me on that. Pero idea pa lang siya that for us to be able to have same appreciation of processes. Now dito sa quality management system or sa ISO, always refer to IPCR as basis of accomplishing yung quality procedures. So kung hindi siya importante, how would they be assured or they will be assured that you are actually doing the quality procedures as presented in your yung ISO certification yung nire-request na quality management certification. So third is our recent bagong procedure validation, which is the baseline assessment and internal control system or BAICS. One of our experience hindi maintindihan ng validator bang term or evaluator, auditor, hindi maintindihan ng auditor yung process flow. Sasabihin, please give me a copy of your IPCR. Now question, if you are in our situation, if you are in that situation, sabihin, hindi ko maintindihan yung process flow nyo, I don't get it why it does not connect with your OS or your organizational structures, functions. Ngayon, can you give me my IPCR? Now our question, is our IPCR reliable? Di ba kanina, we could not establish kung naniniwala pa tayo sa IPCR. Di ba? Kasi nakukomply naman natin, di ba? But these are very significant from these three major organizations or ano yun, yung parang magre-record ng mga performance management evaluations or data. Very vital. So, and last but not the least, according to our BFP SPMS 2013, it linked performance management with other HR systems and ensures adherence to principle of performance-based tenure and incentive system. Now may question ako doon sa promotion section kasi magka-floor lang kami. I asked the promotion section, sabi ko, can we rely on the IPCR as basis for promotion? Or can we rely on the IPCR for basis of excellence performance and designate them to an ideal position for those who are achieving very well? So I hope you can see the bigger picture why it is always required. Kasi there's always a cause why it is required. Assuming na pinirmahan siya ng direct supervisor, we assume that yung ginawa mong trabaho was executed accordingly. And what is your basis? Again, let us refer it to our mandates and to our functions as prescribed in our PDF ba yun? Position description form. So, okay lang ba tayo? Can you have the better grasp kung why it is important? Okay na ba? Kahit thumbs up lang? Okay. Thank you. Meron tayong bagong mga kasamang ka-join lang. Shout out kay Santa Maria. Saglit, paano ba tayo i-mute? Okay. So, any questions so far? I saw raise of hands. Meron bang question? Okay. Maybe please reserve your questions sa open forum. Mabilis na lang to. So, next. Sabi na ito sa BFP SPMS 2013, as indicated in the BFP SPMS 2013, the sanctions, unless justified and accepted by the performance management team, and submission of OPCR or Office Performance Commitment and Review Form to PMT and the individual performance commitment and review forms to HRM office within the specified date shall be 4. Nababasa? Nababasa? Okay. Shall be ground 4. First, employees disqualification for performance-based personal action which would be required the rating for the given period, such as promotion, training, or scholarship grants and performance enhancement bonus. If the failure of the submission of the report or form is the fault of the employees. Clear ba tayo doon? Meron din tayo i-shout out. Welcome, bro. Welcome sa ating conference. So again, as indicated, failure to submit the said forms, employees disqualification for promotion, training, scholarship grants, and performance enhancement bonus. Failure of the submission of report form is in the fault of the employee. An administrative sanction for violation of reasonable office rules and regulations and simple neglect of duty for the supervisors, employees responsible for delay or non-submission of the office individual performance commitment and review report. So, majority dito are focal persons, and probably persons that had invited you to join are the focal persons. And then most probably they invited you for the reason na they don't want to experience this administrative sanction. Naiintindihan? Kaya in-invite yung lahat na umabot tayo ng 656, 57, 56 participants for this morning because they don't want to be sanctioned for neglect or by rules and regulations for simple neglect of duty for not supervising the accomplishment of the said form. So, ganun siya ka-importante. And then the third, non-submission of an agency, SPMS, or the whole agency in the covering of the National Headquarters, Civil Service Commission for review, approval shall be ground for disapproval of promotional appointments issued by concerned agency. So binibigyan ko lang diin na any failure to accomplish yung required na performance management form will be ground for these sanctions. Okay. Since I promised na matatapos tayo before 12, let me move on. So, innovations. Nakikita nyo ba? Nakikita nyo ba sa screen? Nakikita nyo na yung innovations namin? Wala pa. Hindi ko pa pinipindot. Innovation pa lang. Okay. Nakita nyo? Nakita nyo na? Okay. We congratulated, hindi pa, feedback. We congratulated the top 20 personnel, officers, NUP, and non-officers for garnering 5 points and pointless. Now question, meron ba magcha-challenge sa amin na hindi to totoo? I don't think you will kasi pinirmahan niya ng direct supervisor at saka ng final signatory do IPCRs natin. Who consolidates our reports are very glad that some officers and personnel met this rating. Now question, pwede na ba tayo? Hello? God bless. Okay. Sana ba? Yung pag-meet ng 5 points, ibig sabihin nun, nawala tuloy ako. Kuan, yung hindi bawal sa atin mag-give ng 5 points. Kasi nakakuha niyan, kung ang tasking mo is a driver, for example, driver, ang nakalagay doon na output mo is to bring this supervisor or whoever he is to a 1 point to other, and that's my target, and to make sure na walang accident na nangyari and something like that. Tapos nagawa niya, why not give him less of a point? Pero wag naman kayo lahat maging driver, ha? Baka driver na lahat ang gusto nyo. Ha? Saan ba tayo? Okay. Hello? Can you hear me? Okay. So we humbly encourage everyone. To also be part of these top performing BFP officers and personnel. So encourage everyone na aim to get the highest rating. Now question. Kung sakali ba na mag-a-average na ng rating period, pwede bang sabihin ng hepe, ito meron pang nag-slash sa wall natin. Okay. Meron kasi nag-go sa wall. Ngayon, question. Pagka nag-average ka na ba ng submission ng performance rating, pwede ba nating sabihin sabihin ng hepe na, kayong lahat, dapat ang rating nyo below my rating? Pwede ba yon?
No, sir.
Okay. Thank you for that answer. Kasi, technically, section chiefs, division chiefs, or whatever head of office or unit, other functions aside from specific instructions or output given to us, other functions are depends or are related to the functions that you have delegated to your staff. Naintindihan mo? For you to be able to accomplish your outputs as indicated in your IPCR, some of it are dependent on your staff. If your staff were not able to meet their targets, most probably and most likely, you will not also meet the target. So it would be unlikely na ang hepe na nagbigay ng functions niya sa staff niya, tapos nirate niya ng 3.5, 4, tapos sa kanya, same output as expected, ginawa niyang sarili na ng 5. Okay, get the bigger picture. So it's a challenge for all unit leaders to motivate your staff to get the outputs as prescribed in our IPCR, kasi ito na yung mangyayari, yung PMCJ, yung IDP, evaluate mo yung staff mo, frequently you will think, we have this target for next month, for this next quarter, you are behind the target, so you need to push hard so that all of us will be able to meet this top rating. So before I move on to our next topic in this slide, let me just again encourage everyone. Let me just encourage everyone to aim to meet the targets accordingly. Okay? So who knows, by just doing your best sa office nyo, ma-highlight ang BFP, ma-encourage yung PFM, ma-encourage yung regional office, and collectively all BFP will be meeting its all targets or all the mandate. So clear tayo dito. So hopefully next time meron na dito, lalagyan na namin ng region dito. May region na pala to. So based dito sa performance namin, marami ang taga Region 5, taga Region 6, taga NHQ, taga PNPA. Who knows, meron na dito Region 1, 2, 3, 4A, and Mimaropa. Let's just pray for everyone to do their best.